Hello, students. Here I welcome you all in chapter 8 of History Women and Reform. In this chapter, we'll learn a lot. Now, what we'll study, let's go through it. In this chapter, we'll learn about the status of women in India in the 19th century. The women discrimination was on the peak. They were treated like a slave or maid even in their own houses. Also, the other discriminative issues of the society, which stopped development in the society and personal development, especially the poor and untouchables. All right, so we'll study these things and let's go and find it out. So, apart from women discretion, there were many other wrong traditions were followed. Some of them are mentioned as under like sati system, male domination, caste discrimination, child marriage, bandhwa majduri, gulami, right to education that is RTE, spirituality equality of all caste, and unethical ways of medical treatment. Now these were the things we were actually at that time, and they was just became the traditions and which people used to follow. Then sati system. In earlier days, sati, a virtuous woman, was a custom where a widow has to immolate herself on her husband's pyre or committed suicide in other fashion, willingly or against her wish. This means either she has to die or she has willingly means that was a suicide. Nowadays suicide is a crime, isn't it? So at that time it was like willingness that they have to die. Now, the practice was initially legalized by the colonial British officials specifying conditions when sati was allowed. Then the practice was outlawed in 1829. Then followed up by laws in the same directions by the authorities. Then the general ban for the whole of India issued by Queen Victoria in 1861. In Nepal, sati was banned in 1920. And the Indian Sati Prevention Act from 1988 further criminalized any type of aiding, abetting and glorifying of sati. Over the time education, various awareness activists and various reforms movement played a great role in changing the social status of women in Indian society. Now, male discrimination and caste discrimination. Men were allowed to do anything of their choice, but women were treated as slaves even in their own houses. They were not allowed education, choice, husband or second marriage. However, in some parts, men were allowed, be it Hindu or Muslim, more than one marriage. Then the people were divided on the basis of work they perform and on the basis of their caste. No other work were allowed to them. The higher caste people never allowed them education and discriminated as untouchables. Child marriage. Child marriage and early age marriage where the boy and the girl are innocent and does not understand the meaning of marriage system. As per Indian judiciary system, age of a girl under 18 years of the age of the boy under 21 years is considered as child marriage. In child marriage, both boy and the girl are not developed mentally and physically, thus resulting into mental stress, medical complications. Most child marriages involve underage women in poor socio-economic conditions. Bandhwa majduri, bonded labors as well gulami. In the earlier times, the upper caste people who actually rule their village people distribute loans in various kinds to needy poor people. And return some or all family members were booked for labor work at their farms or at a home. Now, who are the social reformers? Social reformers are the some people that described as reformers as they felt that changes were necessary in the society and unjust practices needed to be done away with. The thought that the best way to ensure these changes was to give up old practices and adopt a new way of life. Examples of some great reformers are Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Tarabhai Shinde, Pandita Ramabhai, Begum Ruqayya and Shakawat Hussain. Now let's study about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was an Indian religious, social and educational reformer and humanitarian who challenged traditional Hindu cultures such as sati and indicated the lines of progress for Indian society under British rule. He is called the maker of modern India and also the father of modern India. He is also regarded as the father of Bengal Renaissance. He, along with Dwarkanath Tagore and other prominent Bengalis of the early 19th century, founded the Brahmo Sabha in 1820, which engendered the Brahmo Samaj as influential Indian society religious reform movements during the Bengal Renaissance. His influence was apparent in the fields of politics, public administration. Ishwarchand Vidyasagar. Ishwarchand Vidyasagar was an Indian Bengali polymath and a key figure of the Bengal Renaissance. Vidyasagar was a philosopher, academic educator, writer, translator, printer, publisher, entrepreneur, reformer, and philanthropist. His efforts to simply and modernize Bengali prose was significant. He also rationalized and simplified the Bengali alphabet and type, which had remained unchanged since Charles Dickens. And Panchanam Karmakar had cut the first written Bengali type in 1780. Girls began to go to school. Now, all reformers felt that it was necessary to educate women in order to improve their condition. Vidyasagar set up schools for girls in Calcutta. Virasalingam established a girls' school at Dhavaleshwaram and Rajamundry. Problems faced by the girls to go to school. When schools for girls opened in the mid 19th century, many people were afraid of them. They feared that schools would take girls away from home, prevent them from doing their domestic work. Pandita Ramabai. Pandita Ramabai was an Indian Christian who tried to change many things in India. A poet and scholar, she tried hard to improve the lives of women in India. She wrote many books, including her popular The High Caste Indian Women, which showed the troubles of child wives and women in India. Tarabhai Shinde. Tarabhai Shinde was a feminist activist who protested parchery and caste in 19th century India. She is known for her published work Sri Purush Tulna, a comparison between women and men. Originally published in Marathi in 1882, the pamphlet is a critique of upper caste parchery and is often considered the first modern Indian feminist text. It was very controversial for its time in challenging the Hindu religious scriptures themselves as a source of women oppression, a view that continues to be controversial. Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain. Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain was a leading feminist writer as well as a social worker in undivided Bengal during the early 20th century. She is most famous for her efforts on behalf of gender equality and other social issues. She established the first school aimed primarily at Muslim girls, which still exists today. She was a notable Muslim feminist, modern feminist writer such as Taslimat Nasreen cite her as influence. Begum Ruqayya also wrote short stories and novels. Her important work are Sultana's Dream and Padmarak. Then caste and social reform. Apart from demanding equal right for women, and social reformers also fought against the caste system that was prevalent in India during the early 20th century. The Pratna Samaj adhered to the tradition of the Bhakti that believed in the spiritual equality of all castes. Paramhans Mandali was founded in 1840 in Bombay to work for the abolition of caste. Many of these reformers were people of upper who could enter temple. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Ambedkar was born in a Meher family from a very early age. He experienced caste discrimination in school. He was forced to sit outside the classroom on the ground and was not allowed to drink water from taps that upper caste children used. Ambedkar finished his schooling and went to the US for higher studies. He returned to India in 1919. Now here I am winding up the chapter. I hope you must have understood the chapter, that what was the discrimination which women were actually facing from those days. Now today also even the women are facing the same thing, but there's only point of view and the only changes that has been, now women are actually more settled than males in today's society. Now here I am winding up the chapter. Thank you so much.